Hello, hello, hello. My name is Shelby, and today I'm doing my August TBR. I like to keep my TBRs personally very open. Generally, I am a mood reader. I let my mood dictate what I want to read, so I give myself like 4 staple books that I want to get done, and then I leave the rest of it completely open. Also, I feel like a manga character every time I wear these pigtails in my braids. So I don't hate it. Especially for this month, knowing that I'm leaving for college soon, I want to keep my reading schedule as open and airy as possible because I know as soon as I get to school, it'll be a lot harder for me to read as obsessively as I have been doing this summer. This month, I want to read, I believe, 5 books, 4 standard books, and 1 graphic novel. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Here is my August TBR. The first book that I'm planning on reading in August is one that has been recommended to me over and over again, and every time I've tried to read it, it hasn't really worked out because of timing and library returnings and things like that. So I finally broke down in a Barnes & Noble and bought it, and I'm promising myself I'm going to read it because everyone says I'm going to love it. Hopefully it will live up to that hype, and the book is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Maggie Stiefvater. The Raven Boys by Maggie. From what I've heard, this book is about a girl named Blue whose mother is clairvoyant. One day she meets this boy named Garcia who goes to this very prestigious private school, and she's sort of drawn to him and his quest that involves 3 other Raven boys from this private school. Blue, however, is also afraid of getting too close to him because a long time ago it was prophesied that she would be the reason her true love dies. This book sounds like everything I'd wanted to read in a book, so I'm super excited to sit down and read it this month. Keeping with our Raven theme, the next book I'm going to share with you is the graphic novel I'm reading this month, and that is Teen Titans Raven by Garcia. I love the Teen Titans. I am a big fan of anything that has to do with superheroes, DC, Marvel, any of it. I especially watched the Teen Titans all the time when I was a kid, and to see a graphic novel basically telling us about Raven before she was Raven really appealed to me, especially since it's in graphic novel form. I have a very special relationship with graphic novels and comics. It's really what kickstarted my love of sitting down and reading a book. I read graphic novels and such all the time when I was a kid, so I'm really excited to get back into it and read this book. The artwork looks so pretty. It's all in sort of her signature color, purple and black, and it has some other colors sprinted in there, so I think I'll really like the artist style and things like that. Yeah. Okay, the next 3 books that I plan on reading are a bit hefty. They're a bit big, so I'm a little concerned, but mostly confident that I will get through them. The first one, as I've said before in previous videos, I want to get more into high fantasy. And I thought a really great place to start would be with Cinda Chima, who is a wonderful high fantasy writer. So I picked up the first book in a series called Flamecaster, the first book in the Shattered Realms novel by Cinda Chima, and I'm hoping to get through it this month. Flamecaster tells the story of a prince who has been forced into exile and who wishes to sort of kill the king of this kingdom for revenge. And it also tells the story of a girl with a curse placed on her, this marking, and she is also set out to also kill this king. And it's sort of about how their lives intertwine as they embark on this journey of revenge. Together, they will burn the kingdom to its rotten core. Isn't that a nice sentiment? Anyway, I'm super excited to read this book and see what all the hype around this author and this series is about. I feel like all of the books I want to read this month are like highly anticipated books because the next one is the second book in a series that I absolutely adore. I loved the first book. I'm super excited to see how the second one goes, and it's one that a lot of people have already read, so I've been really good about staying away from spoilers, and that would be Legendary by Stephanie Garber. I read Caraval. I loved it so much. I'm super excited to hear about Tella's story and about her experience with Legend, who she has to find his real name in this book. So I think we're going to learn more about his backstory and sort of how the entire Caraval competition came to be. And I really hope that that answers a lot of the questions I have from the last book. The last book was so inventive and imaginative, and I can't wait to see how that continues in Legendary. The last book that I plan on reading this month is This Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada. This book is essentially about gene hacking. It's about this girl named Kat whose father is her father is this legendary figure who is a fantastic geneticist, and in this modern age, anything can be sort of programmed into your body. And when her father mysteriously dies, she is told that he found the cure to this horrible disease that is threatening everyone in the world, and only she can find out what the cure is and how to keep it away from those who would use it to benefit themselves. The author of this book actually has experience in statistics and mathematics, so I'm really excited to see how that plays into this book and if it makes it a little more accurate, or just how it would be different from someone who had to actively do research on this book to write it, as opposed to someone who actually is in that field writing it. So I'm excited to see how Emily Suvada does with this book. And that is my August TBR. It's little, but it's powerful, because these books are thick. I'm super excited to read them. I'm super excited to get to them this month. For me personally, I always have a little bit of anxiety before going to college, so I'm super excited to have these high fantasy books to sort of distract myself with before leaving. If you liked this video, I would love to hear about it in the comments, and if you like it, that would also mean a lot to me. I try to respond to every single comment. I also want to know what you're reading this month. What is on your August TBR? Are any of yours the same as mine? You got some new ones? Any recommendations? Always appreciate those. Or if you just want to drop in a comment just saying hi, I would love that too. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, supporting my channel. It means the absolute world to me. I love all of you guys so much. Be sure to follow me on my social medias below. I'm super active on Bookstagram. And I think that's all I got right now. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye!